You might not have even heard of Bitcoin until a few years ago, or maybe even more recently than that. Believe it or not, the world's biggest cryptocurrency is more than a dozen years old. But its roots go all the way back to the time of the analog world, when the concept of private, anonymous, computerized money first emerged in the closing decades of the 20th century. Here's how one of the greatest stories in the history of both technology and money has played out so far. 1970s to 1990s, the foundation. For most people, Bitcoin just came out of nowhere one day when everyone started talking about it on Twitter. The truth is that Bitcoin stands on the shoulders of visionary cryptographers and computer scientists who were way ahead of their time at the dawn of the era of personal computers. 1976. Inspired by the work of computer scientist Ralph C. Merkle, cryptographers Whitfield Diffie and Martin Hellman published the white paper New Directions in Cryptography, which outlines the concept of public key cryptography, which Bitcoin would use more than 30 years later to specify ownership. 1983. Computer scientist David Chaum creates eCash, a digital currency that uses a type of cryptography called blind signatures to provide secure and anonymous transactions. It is the first known example of what would become cryptocurrency. 1997. Building on what Chaum had started, cryptographer and cypherpunk Adam Back invents Hashcash, which uses a proof-of-work system that will later make Bitcoin mining possible. 2007 to 2009, Bitcoin is born. Looking back, it's hard to believe that a whole decade passed after 1997 without someone inventing the equivalent of Bitcoin. Yet somehow, the world waited until 2007 for a mysterious person or people that went by the name Satoshi Nakamoto to bring to fruition the combined efforts of all those who had come before. 2007, Satoshi Nakamoto begins coding for what will become Bitcoin. The name is a pseudonym for the still anonymous crypto creator, who could be a man, woman, or even a group of people. 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto publishes a white paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system to an online cryptography newsletter. And the domain name bitcoin.org is registered. 2009, the Bitcoin network goes live when Satoshi Nakamoto mines Bitcoin block number 0, known as the Genesis block. It came with a reward of 50 Bitcoins, and its Coinbase was embedded with the text, "The Times January 3, 2009 Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks." And the world's first peer-to-peer Bitcoin transaction, Satoshi Nakamoto sends 10 Bitcoins to Hal Finney, a computer scientist and early adopter of Bitcoin, after he mines a block. Also in 2009, Finney became the first person to tweet about Bitcoin. 2010, Bitcoin becomes a thing with real-world value. It all changed on May 22, 2010, when a man named Laszlo Hanyecz got hungry. Crypto miner Laszlo Hanyecz offers 10,000 Bitcoins from his personal stash to anyone who can make 2 Papa John's pizzas appear at his house. A fellow crypto geek delivered, then Papa John's delivered, then Hanyecz delivered on his end of the bargain. It was history's first real-world cryptocurrency payment for something of tangible value, 2 large pies for the 2021 equivalent of nearly $500 million. 2010. Since the 2 pizzas cost $25, and that transaction was settled with 10,000 Bitcoins, the cryptocurrency community agreed that a single Bitcoin should be worth 1/4 of a penny. Bitcoin now had a monetary value and an exchange rate. 2010. Just a few months after Laszlo Hanyecz ate what would become the world's most expensive pizzas, Bitcoin began trading on open exchanges. Non-computer whizzes could now buy it, sell it and price it against the US dollar. Its opening asking price was $0.0008. In less than a month, its price skyrocketed to 8 cents per Bitcoin. 2011 to 2019, fortunes are made on the Bitcoin roller coaster. In the 2010s, Bitcoin went on one of the wildest rides in the history of investing. With a run defined by giddy highs and bottomless lows, Bitcoin began the decade as a virtual unknown that traded for a few pennies per unit. By the end of the decade, companies like Tesla accepted Bitcoin as payment, and it was so valuable that a single one was enough to buy an actual Tesla with plenty of change to spare. 2011, Bitcoin makes history when it breaks through the $1 mark and keeps climbing all the way up to $31. Ecstatic investors are disappointed too. Realize it's a bubble, the first of many for Bitcoin, and when it pops, prices crater back down to single digits. Rival cryptocurrencies begin to emerge, with Litecoin, Namecoin and Swiftcoin all making their debut. 2013, Bitcoin's potential and its potential for extreme volatility are realized when it starts 2013 trading around $12 and leaps to $1,242, about the same as an ounce of gold by November. From this moment forward, there is simply no more ignoring Bitcoin. 2015, new cryptocurrencies emerge, including Ethereum and Coinbase, which raised $75 million in a funding round, the largest amount for a Bitcoin company. 2016, cryptocurrencies continue to become more mainstream. The number of Bitcoin ATMs rises from around 500 at the beginning of the year to just under 900 by the end of the year. 2018, Samsung confirms it is making chips to mine coins. Various European governments join forces to cooperate on cryptocurrency regulation. 2020 today, Bitcoin finds pandemic power and mainstream credibility. The private, untraceable and anonymous nature of Bitcoin put the cryptocurrency in high demand during the uncertainty and mistrust that defined the pandemic. Because to COVID-19, Bitcoin gained rockstar status and a place in the mainstream. 2020, Bitcoin starts the year at $7,200, but roars back into five figures by midsummer. As the year draws to a close in December, Bitcoin leaps past its 2017 record after trading in the $20,000 for the first time ever. 2021, Bitcoin passes $30,000 at the beginning of January, $50,000 1 month later in February, then $60,000 just 1 month after that in March. As of April 22nd, Bitcoin is trading at a little over $52,000 per coin. As of April 2021, some of the world's biggest and most recognizable brands are accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. You can buy just about anything anywhere with a Bitcoin Visa or MasterCard. Microsoft, AT&T and Burger King all accept Bitcoin, as do KFC, Overstock, Subway, Shopify, several pro sports franchises and Pizza Hut, but not Papa John's. You are able to buy a Tesla with Bitcoin and also can buy, sell and hold it on PayPal. Recently, Tesla Incorporated chief executive Elon Musk said the company has suspended accepting Bitcoin as payment for its vehicles. Musk said in his tweet, "Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at great cost of the environment." The company was looking at other cryptocurrencies, he said, that consume less energy. This was the journey of Bitcoin till now. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe the channel for more such interesting videos.